on March the 30th,
Yeah.
we closed down our intercity terminals.
Yeah.
The Jakarta government did that,
Yeah.
and then it's overruled. On the 23rd of April, they enacted same policy.
Yeah.
And today I heard they had relaxed the policy again.
No, really?
Yes.
Thank you for talking to me, Governor.
Selamat siang, Pak James. First of all, apology. We were on a meeting on COVID-19, and it took longer than expected.
Of course, I understand what a busy time this is, Governor. It's no problem at all. Of course.
Yeah. So and look forward to have the conversation. Should we start?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So you have some idea, I'm sure, what I want to talk about.
Let's start with the obvious question. How is Jakarta tracking in terms of infections at the moment? Sort of roughly to 80 to 150 a day?
Yeah, let's just. So hold on. I'm
Sure.
preparing my computer, my iPad, so that I can give you some data.
Yep. So looking on the Jakarta website, the Jakarta Corona website, which by the way is so much better than the national government's website, and more information and more useful, it seems to be about 80 to 150 cases a day in Jakarta at the moment. I guess my first question is, are cases going up, are cases going down, as in the trend, or is it about, is it sort of tracking, is it flat? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. There are two different things here. The COVID cases and the testing result.
Yeah.
What is presented is the testing results. And the testing result is a function of our testing capacity.
Yeah.
So the data that we have coming from Ministry of Health after the testing, it shows that it's still stochastic, up and down.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's number one. We are not seeing something flattening yet.
Yeah.
And then number two, with number of the real cases. On the real cases, I'm referring to funeral services.
Yeah.
As you know, that the funeral services in March, in the month of March and April, is quite high.
Yeah. Much higher. Yeah.
And let me check the number just a minute.
Sure.
That in the month of April, it is also around 4,590 funeral in that month, and that is 4 weeks. In the month of March, most of those service is in the third and the fourth week.
Yeah.
And the number is around 4,300. So if we assume that case fatality rate is between 5 to 10%,
Yeah.
then the real cases out there
Yeah.
is between, say, 8,000, 9,000, or to 40,000 to 80,000 perhaps. So in short, I am not not yet sure if we are flattening. We have to wait the next few weeks to conclude whether the trend is flattening or we are still moving up.
For sure. And that goes to my next, well, I have many questions, but we asked for the information on funerals, on burials in April, and we were told we had to talk to the National COVID-19 Task Force, the National Government Task Force. Have they stopped you releasing that information, or?
Well, just hold on a minute. I'm having difficulty listening to your voice. Just a minute.
Sure, sure.
Hold on a minute. There's difficulty listening to your voice. Just a minute.
Of course, of course. Yep.
Test, yes.
Okay, how does that sound now? Is that a little bit?
That sounds better.
Yep.
Sounds better. Okay.
But Governor, what I was asking you is, we asked for the information, the burial information for April, and we were told that we had to go through the national government. Are they blocking your government? Have they asked your government not to release the April data?
They're not asking us not to release, but they have been discouraging people to rely on our number.
Okay, right.
By saying that those are not COVID cases, and it is true. We cannot say they're COVID cases, but average burial services is about 2,700 per month, and then suddenly it jumped to more than 4,000. So it raised an eyebrow.
Yep, of course. That's exactly the point you've made, of course, Papa. So you mentioned just then, maybe you can tell me, maybe you can't tell me, that you were just on the phone talking about PCR machines, getting more testing going in Jakarta. How do things stand at the moment? How many tests, PCR tests, can Jakarta do at the moment?
At the moment, we're able to do 3,086 cases per day.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, I know these are very specific questions, so I'm not trying to catch you out with the wrong number or anything like that. But initially, it was just the one lab that was doing the testing. Then I think Eichmann came online, a couple of other university labs came online. How many locations are now doing testing in Jakarta?
Right now, we have 23 labs within our network.
Yep.
That work in the coordinations of our health agency. So it is under provincial government of Jakarta.
Yep.
So these are initially independent labs, and then we then form some kind of collaboration.
Yep.
And then it's a network of labs specifically on handling COVID.
Yep. Okay. Where do you want testing capacity to be? You said you're looking to get more PCR tests into Jakarta.
Well, so far,
10,000 a day, 100 a day. I mean, yeah.
So far, given the cases we're dealing, it is enough so far.
Yeah.
Because as you look at the numbers, we every day we admitted. Whenever we are admitting people into hospital, immediately they're being tested.
Yeah.
And it's still below our capacity. So
Okay.
so we're not overwhelmed. Those phone calls that I made is I'm preparing if things get worse, then we're ready. But for the time being, we're good.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. When do you think when do you anticipate there might be a peak in cases in Jakarta?
To be honest, I'm not sure when, Right now, what we are trying to do is we're doing tracing, and then we're doing testing, and we focus on sub-districts that are very crowded, that have cases, and we're doing testing in all of that area. And the other aspect is this: we are experiencing out migrant of people from Jakarta going outside.
You mean for mudik?
For mudik, for pulang kampung, and that has also reduced some. That's what I'm afraid of. What I'm afraid of is people actually going to the region, and they are carrier.
Not quite sure how to ask this, so I'll just ask it.
Sure.
Did the national government wait too long to ban mudik?
Let me give you an illustrations. On March the 30th, we closed down intercity terminals. The Jakarta government did that. And then it's overruled. Unfortunately. And then on the 23rd of April, they enacted same policy. And today I heard they had relaxed the policy again.
No, really?
Yes. I'll send you the links. And it was just an hour ago. And then it's a network of labs specifically on handling COVID.
Okay. Where do you want testing capacity to be? You said you're looking to get more PCR tests into Jakarta.
Well, so far
10,000 a day, 100 a day.
So far, given the cases we're dealing, it is enough so far. Because as you look at the numbers, we every day we admitted. Whenever we are admitting people into hospital, immediately they're being tested. And it's still below our capacity. So we're not overwhelmed. Those phone calls that I made is I'm preparing if things get worse, then we're ready. But for the time being, we're good.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. When do you anticipate there might be a peak in cases in Jakarta?
To be honest, I'm not sure when. Right now, what we're trying to do is we're doing tracing, and then we're doing testing, and we focus on sub-districts